Basement Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basement Bookers Podcast. It's me, Jerry, here with Rich the Riz. What a great oh, that you're the Riz's baldest man.
Yeah, I was ready for it, and then you didn't do it. I was like, oh, I'm just holding my head now.
Well, I decided to spice things up. I didn't. Let's do things differently this time.
All right.
You look. You can't possibly think doing things the way you want them is how life is. It's just.
Guess not.
Rich the Riz, the game is rigged from the start, which is sort of the theme, I think, of this week's qualifiers for the Elimination Chamber. There weren't too many surprises, but one surprise is that somebody thought there was a possibility that either Lyra Valkyria or Ivy Nile would somehow beat Rhea Ripley and qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Who said as much that it's not just that she's going to qualify, that Io's going to qualify. And the both of them are going to work together until there's one left. Are there going to be two tag teams in this Elimination Chamber match? Is Charlotte Flair going to join Alexa in the Elimination Chamber match with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky? If Io Sky qualifies for the chamber like Rhea assumes. Because Tiffany Stratton's in it. Alexa's in it. Charlotte can be in it.
Yep.
I gotta say, I'm looking more forward to that one than I am the men's. Because the men's just has Cody Rhodes written all over it as soon as he qualified.
Yeah. Yeah, the men's is probably just going to be Cody. I'm on Wikipedia here, so the notes have the upcoming qualifiers listed, thankfully, because...
Yeah, it's Gunther, Dominik Mysterio, and who's the other guy that they want that could possibly...
Javon Evans.
All right, so it's either Gunther or Dominik Mysterio. Actually, you know what? It could be Javon Evans. Honestly, it's not like a no-brainer, but it'd be kind of odd if Gunther didn't win somehow. What do you do with him at WrestleMania this year? Because if he goes to the chamber, he's not going to get past Cody,
right?
Unless he does, which I don't think he's going to do.
There's a lot. What I'm seeing, the pattern I'm seeing emerge from regarding this upcoming WrestleMania setup, right? The people, the talent, where talent is being placed already. I feel like last year they learned their lesson. They're like, all right, let's give it to Jey Uso. Just give the whole thing to Jey Uso. And that experiment didn't go as well as they thought it would. Okay. So I think this year it looks like they're going for who they know is reliable. This one. You got your Rhea. You got Cody, right? Title match coming up at Chamber. Punk and Balor. IC title match. Becky versus AJ coming up. I think that's going to be more of the same. So this is all just putting the pieces into place for a solid, critically not panned WrestleMania. I think their goal.
WrestleMania, yes.
I think their goal is to not have WrestleMania crapped on social media afterwards. But the issue they're running into is now they're kind of not selling tickets. It's mid-February. We have 2 months. They're not sold out yet. it's not like they're releasing new tickets because that's a
You
special
could get.
announcement.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's 25% off tickets to WrestleMania, by the way. So,
Mm,
and there's also rumors about them like constantly changing the creative for WrestleMania,
mhm.
and it's driving people crazy. So, unless it's fake news, they're pretty like I guess nervous, I would
Mhm.
say.
Yeah, it's one thing to listen to the people. The people gave WWE um, Daniel Bryan and Yeselmania, right? And Kofi Kingston. Great stories. But there's also something to be said about having your WrestleMania main event written in well in advance, and then you build good, compelling, less than predictable stories to get yourself there.
Well, Rich, there is WrestleMania is a few months away, and of course we got to talk all about WrestleMania, how WrestleMania is forming up, what's going on with WrestleMania. But before we get to WrestleMania, we got to talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. We could sit here and pontificate about what the $1 million company should do, but we all know they're going to do what they want to do. And just to leave that, put a stamp on that, what you said over there is you don't have to listen to the people. What you need to listen to, and what the reason that this is all is happening is they're listening to the dollars, and the dollars that are not coming in for the ticket sales. Okay, it's not about people, it's about the dollars.
Hmm.
So rationalize that. Look, so we're going to have Natalia versus Maxine tonight, and it was supposed to be something, and boy, wasn't it. Maxine and Natalia became a beating. Now, this was a red flag for me. It's like you're bringing in Natty, you're going to showing everybody this new presentation on Monday Night Raw, and the first thing you do with her is have little tiny 100 pounds soaking wet AJ Lee scare Natty off. And
Hmm.
it wasn't a whole like AJ didn't even get near Natty and she got off of her. Natty didn't even do one of these things. Like the heel, like whatever, I'm done here. I did what I had to do. She just fucked off to the back.
Hmm.
And I was sitting there, and I'm like, I'm really glad I'm not live streaming this shit right now because I'd be cursing. Like, why are you doing this? Is so stupid.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They should have had her stare her down, and then Becky Lynch attacks AJ Lee from behind, and
Yeah.
then Natty can leave because the damage is done. I'd even have her involved in their Intercontinental title match at Elimination Chamber. Because let's face it, AJ Lee has no business beating Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship.
Right.
She's not had a singles match in a decade. So for her to come and have her first single match in a decade and beat Becky Lynch, who calls herself the greatest of all time, it's not just her saying that. It's whatever, all the fucking shit. Then what are we doing? I'll drop this and then you can bring up yours. But if we're not headed to Americano versus Americano mask match, loser loses the mask, then I don't know what we're doing here. I have no idea. This has to
Hmm.
be where it's headed, right? This is it.
Yeah, it's got to be. We have Americano versus Americano in WWE Supercard right now, the People's Champion Challenge. The vast majority of people picked original flavor, the classic, the OG. Um, but you could tell the crowd wants this to finish. It's like, get us to where we're going and end it. Someone has to unmask. It has to be a mask versus mask match. Very popular match type in Mexico. WCW had it. Rey Mysterio famously lost his match toward the end of the WCW run. And just do it. They're probably gonna do it at Mania for the big pop. This is a spoiler alert. It's Gable and Kaiser. Spoiler
What?
alert. What? I know.
You can't say stuff like that if you don't have any proof, dude.
I have no proof.
Get us in trouble with the law.
Allegedly, it's Gable and Kaiser.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So
sure.
one of them is going to unmask. It's going to be Kaiser unmasking. I wonder if Bravo and Raya will also unmask.
I hope so, because every minute that they do that just makes me upset. I think it sucks. Like you don't need those guys doing that.
Triple H had such high hopes for them too in NXT UK.
Listen, don't bring him into this, okay? Because this is all him. This is all his creative. He's done this. Okay, you can't blame Vince McMahon for this. Okay, no. It was Triple H. This is a Triple H joint. Like a Spike Lee joint. It's a Triple H joint.
Or did they go to the old AI and be like, hey, give me something for these two guys to do?
Honestly, I think it probably would do like a better job. Because I don't know if you ever toyed around with AI trying to do creative things, but sometimes they go a little bit extra. And there's nothing really, this is kind of basic, actually. So I think it's pretty basic. I don't think it's enough for like an AI to really like come up with. Like it would be something like extravagant and crazy, like, and then he was really this guy, and then you got it with this guy had a relationship with so and so, and this is why he's mad from all those years back, and this is just like he got hurt. They're like, we like the gimmick. Well, who cares who's in the gimmick? It could be anybody. What's Kaiser doing? Fuck all. But he's also an amazing, like, a Chad Gable type, like a wrestler. So I'll let him do it. And that's what that was. It's nothing extreme and nothing extravagant about that. It's simple, basic storytelling. He wants he wants his thing back, and they'll fight for it. And
I think they should have kept Kaiser. I think they should have kept Kaiser around to do Kaiser storylines.
Well, apparently they didn't think that he was interesting enough, so that's why they put him under a mask. And he's El Grande Americano too. So.
Dos.
Sure.
Segundo.
Yep, exactly. I don't know why Becky Lynch is so mad at AJ Lee. I understand the history, but I don't understand the amount of anger she has for her. So I'm going to lead a little bit more than that, because she's barely around, and I think it's just it's a little much. It's a little much. You would think that they have like some deep blood feud that I'd never heard of, but I have not seen it here.
Yeah, they need to explain. They need to tell me why. What's up with this? What's the story here? Because I'm not seeing it.
Did you have anything you wanted to address from Raw besides them once again forcing Jey Uso on us, and he's probably going to qualify for the Elimination Chamber match when he should be focused on WrestleMania tag team match, but whatever.
He should be focused on the Mania tag match. I don't have anything else from Raw, I don't think. Everything else was yada yada, just scrolling through. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you don't care about CM Punk and Finn Balor at the Elimination Chamber, which will see Finn Balor once again. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, except for that one time at SummerSlam. But I digress. Yeah, it's just a W for Phil, and maybe even Dominik Mysterio turning on Finn Balor. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
I look forward to the match. The build-up's been okay so far. I like seeing more of Finn Balor on his own on TV. That's good. But like I said, I think they're gonna stick with what they know. It's gonna be Punk going into Mania with the title.
Yep, against Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns is gonna pin CM Punk.
Hmm.
And we'll see what happens after that. Dom, do you think Gunther strangling Dragon Lee will eventually lead to Gunther versus Rey Mysterio at
Probably.
WrestleMania?
Probably. I mean, that would be a good way for Ray to go out.
Yeah, Rey will go out. He can stop trying to end his son's career. And then that'll give something for either Dominik to be grateful to Gunther for, or upset because he took away his opportunity to retire his father. So, right on. Yeah, but I guess we'll have to see what happens when he qualifies, doesn't qualify for the Elimination Chamber. So, all right. Well, look, it's like it's Friday here, and we were in Dallas, Texas. A good crowd. And yeah, let's see. Cody attacked Drew again. Zelina is using Aleister Black's music. Didn't qualify for the Elimination Chamber in the world's shortest Elimination Chamber in height qualifier match in history, I think. It was Julia, Alexa Bliss. No, Julia was last week, right?
There's no, it was Julia, Alexa Bliss,
Okay.
and
It was the same
Zelina.
episode because I remember somebody was like consoling her because she was upset that she didn't qualify or whatever. She got in the face of Riho, and her and Io was like, "I'm gonna take that from you, and your little dog too."
Yeah, that's exactly what was said.
That
Maybe
is.
that
I
was
was
what they
paying
said.
close attention.
Maybe that's what they said in Japanese. We don't know. Can't prove.
Yeah.
Can't prove us wrong.
Dallas, good. Good crowd. You know, they were reacting to people, which is interesting. I mean, Liv Morgan came out, drove them crazy for whatever reason. Jordan Grace, you know, they for a second there, I thought maybe. So I guess that's a good job on their part, where it's like we built her enough. Here's her video package, and pump kick Jaded. See you later. You know, that's really what it's all about. You know, I can't really complain. It's what we asked for. Do I want to see Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania? No. Is that what I'm going to get at WrestleMania? Probably.
Yep.
What else is there to be
I'm telling
said,
you,
really?
they're sticking with what they know. They're making the safe decisions.
I hope by then they have a better match than they ever did before, because the last ones weren't great. So, and it's also pretty brave of them to do this at WrestleMania.
Yeah, even Jade versus Jordan, there were some missteps. It was a little sloppy-ish.
It's crazy because people were raving about it. They're like, "Oh, she's great. Look at this."
It was a long match, particularly for Jade. I didn't think it was a bad match, but there were some spots that were.
I think it was like 10 minutes.
Was it
maybe
only
7
10 minutes?
minutes?
It felt like longer, but there were some spots that were clearly a little sloppy. And the spot where with the backdrop onto the barricade. Like, I feel like Jade should have been further back for that so that Jordan wouldn't land with all her weight on her lower back onto the edge of the barricade. That was painful. That didn't look good. She obviously wasn't
Well,
injured, but you also don't want to be hurt either.
Well, the thing about it is sometimes you need a little bit of a mess. You need a little messy. A little messy. It's not like it's not a perfect dance. Sometimes people they trip.
Yeah.
Sometimes they stand up. Usually that's how you get from one place to the other.
It's a good method.
Yeah. So I really don't know where to go from here. Oh, well, Drew McIntyre was upset because he wanted Sami Zayn to win, which I thought was funny. He tried his best to help him too. And Sami Zayn's ungrateful ass Helluva kicked him. And if he would have just cooperated with him, he would be in the Elimination Chamber. But,
Yeah.
Sammy's got to be the hero. And it cost him. And that's why we're going to. Cody versus Drew WrestleMania is being forced upon us. Now, I don't know if. Maybe I'll come back and be like, you know what? Forced upon us is like a little bit. It's just that I see Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes a few times. That's all. That's mainly what my concern there is. Now, do I want a triple threat match? I don't know how Jacob Fatu can really add himself to the match. Outside of incredulous shit like forcing his way in. Honestly, I would have him follow Nick Aldis and send him pictures of his family while they're doing like other things, like Mickie James is pulling into the TNA parking lot because she's back over there. Maybe Mickie James picking up groceries. Maybe photograph Nick Aldis at his favorite sandwich spot. And just leave these pictures in his office and be like, "You like my hobby? It's photography. I take pictures of what I'm interested in." And then just, gets really close to Nick Aldis. Be a shame if I got a little too close. Because I'm all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean? And then Nick Aldis is like, "Please don't hurt my family. I'll put you in the WrestleMania main event." I think that's how I would do it.
That reminded me. There was an angle in TNA where there was footage from a train station where someone pushed Mickie James onto the train tracks, and like I don't remember where it went, which just goes to show you how shoddy all that was. But like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
Well, at least we came up with a way for Jacob Fatu to get himself added to the match. So I'm looking forward to be credited for that genius idea.
He could just keep attacking Drew and Cody.
Or he could just do what I said instead, because, the other way is the same way all the time. But hey, yeah, sure, we'll do it your way. We'll do it your way. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I mean that's a little more of a.
We'll do it your way.
Your way is the DDP creeper gimmick.
It's not actually. It's better because it's Jacob Fatu, and he has to say photography.
I'm a photographer.
No,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
Means to take pictures.
He's gonna say photography.
Hell,
I want to hear him say photography. All right, let's move on before I do something terrible. All right, let's go. I really don't know where else to go actually with that. If I'm being honest, wow, so much wrestling.
Yeah. It's it's the road to WrestleMania. There are stepping stones. We are in between.
Why they're selling so many tickets?
Yeah, because it kind of just looks like another PLE so far. I mean they could do something a little weird at Chamber to maybe flip a title.
Well, speaking of flipping a title, before you go off the rails, let's close with talking about Braun Breaker. Now, if you were to watch Raw and you were to listen to what they tell you on Raw, then Braun Breaker go home, lift too much weight, hurt self, need surgery. Now I know that sounds fucking stupid, but that's what they decided what happened. That's what Paul Heyman said. That's the excuse they went with. When I don't know if it's true, but that flipping the table is what gave him the hernia. And when you think about it, it kind of makes a little sense because remember, he ran out the ring, right? Didn't he trip running out the ring also in the same segment?
Maybe. I don't really remember.
So he had to have been hurt doing that spot. But I guess it's a little less embarrassing to say, yeah, he tried lifting this table we sit at and he kind of hurt himself. But instead, it's like, no, he worked out really hard because he was mad at Pierce.
Well, thinking about it, it's plausible because like the height of the table is a little higher than normal, and if he didn't get under it with his he probably thought it was high enough that he didn't need to like lift at the knees, and he like just tried pushing it. That puts a lot of strain on the core.
They should have prepped for that.
They should have.
This is how you got to do it.
Like
you got to have a consultant. You have to have like a Mark Henry consultant. If you're gonna do something like, hey Mark, how would I lift this without hurting myself? And then like, all right, this is what you do, and then do it that way.
Yeah, it's like the WWE is making some kind of rookie errors in some regards. Kind of like things we used to criticize AEW about early on, about like not being safe. There are things you could do. There are things you could do to prevent stuff like this from happening. Arguably, Braun Breaker would have been, if like maybe not this year, he's probably going to be in the Mania main event next year.
He might not make it to WrestleMania, which is why we're scrambling to find out who the Hooded Man is. The Hooded Man attacked Austin Theory, and now LA Knight. He's made it in. He's made it into the Elimination Chamber. The Hooded Man is, we don't know who the current Hooded Man is, but it's probably just a stand-in for Seth Rollins. And I wonder what Seth Rollins is going to do. Is he going to be ready for WrestleMania? Or they're just going to scrap him altogether for WrestleMania and, him and Braun Breaker have it out at Backlash instead? These are all questions to be asked, and we don't have the time for that, RichTheRiz. We don't have time. We're not going to know that. We're not going to know until Monday, probably, what the extent of his injuries are. So,
yeah. Well, I think that about wraps it up, doesn't it?
I think it does. Nice and
all right.
New lengths, new things.
Yep, like a tight little meatball there. So, speaking of Monday, we will be back this Monday for our Raw live stream. Let us know what you thought of Monday Night Raw this week and SmackDown and the Elimination Chamber qualifiers. How does one qualify for a qualifier anyway? Interesting.
I think it's the ball thing.
Truth's balls, eh? Do us a solid. We know that more than 69% of you are not subscribed. So please, there's a button somewhere. I'm in the wrong section, I think. Is it there? No, I was in the right section. Do the like, do the subscribe. What the hell is it? I can't find it. Faggot. Like, subscribe helps out a lot because a lot of you watching are not subscribed. We really, really appreciate it. And as always, Jer's got a party message.
When you don't like or subscribe, it's like you're stealing from yourself. You're stealing from yourself the satisfaction. The match of life is scheduled for one fall, so make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the bookers.